Welcome everybody to Zeta Global Radio. I am your host, Lainey Savante Wolkin, and I am super excited about this topic today. As all of you know, I'm crazy for pets and love them dearly, whether they are mine or somebody else's or in the wild or at the zoo or wherever they are. I'm just so touched by the animal kingdom, and whenever I could do a pet show, I will. And I don't do them that often until sort of the right people come together. And that's exactly what has happened today. So we have 4 incredible guests, all sharing dynamic ways that they help support the animal kingdom. And we're going to get right into it because there is a lot to explore today. And we are going to start off with Jennifer Garrepy. She is with Thrive Energy Healing, and she is based out of California. And what's wonderful about the show today, including having Jennifer here, is that we have people from all over the country as well as Canada sharing the love of animals and all their beautiful techniques. So welcome to the show, Jennifer. I'm so glad to have you here and just kind of get right into all the things that you do. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
So I am so excited because when I read about you, it said, I am one of fewer than 100 certified healing touch for animal practitioners in the world. So that immediately caught my interest, and I thought maybe we'd start with a little bit of background on how you came into being what you do, and then we can maybe touch more into what healing touch for animals is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. It all started for me with a car accident. I've been coaching people in corporate America for like 20 years through my career in human resources when I was rear-ended on my way home from work. And I suffered from constant neck pain for 3 years. And I found, Lainey, that I got the usual traditional medical care and it was helpful, but I didn't fully heal until I experienced progressively more holistic forms of treatment.
And were you open to holistic care prior to that? I mean, was that sort of in your consciousness, or this is sort of like what opened the doorway?
That's such a great question because that's very intuitive of you, because I actually was the very skeptical person and frankly could be kind of judgmental until that experience. And then when I had those holistic forms of treatment that helped me to get better from my neck pain, and then I happened to come across classes on how to holistically heal animals, who are a big passion in my life, I was like, oh my gosh, this is meant to be.
Wow, the worlds align. So is the first thing that you did is that where you entered the healing touch for animals, or were you doing other sort of modalities with animals?
Yeah, I actually started with Reiki because I think it was such a it seemed like a really good way to start, because Reiki is pretty common, and so it was kind of one of the first things I heard of. And then later I heard of healing, and I went all the way on to be a Reiki master. And then I heard about healing touch for animals, and I took that, and I was equally fascinated by that. I was like, I've just been like a kid in a candy store. Like, if I could take classes all day in energy healing, I probably would.
You and me both. Yeah, no doubt. And did you start working with your own pets, or did you have a lot of people signing up as volunteers for their pets? So I'm curious, I guess in my mind I was envisioning what it must have been like for you to have sort of that first successful response to the work that you were doing. I just, for some reason we're going to talk about that. If you even remember back what that was like, sort of like, yep, this is for me moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure I remember the first, but there's one that really sticks in my mind. I was still going through my classes, and I was, even though I was a lot better, I was still seeing my chiropractor for my car accident, and I asked him if I could work on his dog. And he had this really cute little dog who was a Westie. And he and his wife, though, were pretty, honestly, kind of disappointed in the dog because they had always gotten Westies because Westies like to cuddle with them on the couch. And this particular dog did not like to cuddle. In fact, they'd watch TV and he would be in like another room. And he also had some, I know, and they were heartbroken. And he also had some issue with his hind end. They don't know really what happened, but he was very sensitive in that area. And so I did some work with him. I did some trauma release work with him and some other energy work. And he told me that his formerly aloof dog, as he put it, was now joining them on the couch at night watching TV, and that they could also touch him on the rear end, and that sensitivity had gone. And I was oh, wow, this stuff works.
The force is strong with this one. And I also read you do tapping. Do you do tapping on animals as well? Well, your whole business is that, but I'm assuming you do tapping for them?
I do. I do tapping as well.
Yeah. Okay, good. Wow. Well, for those of you, I know a lot of you know what tapping is, or emotional freedom techniques. So tapping on animals, is it the same on tapping on humans? Is there any variance to what you do for the pets?
It's fairly similar. Obviously, the animal's not saying out loud what...
Repeating back.
Exactly. But it is pretty similar, and it is pretty darn effective with them as well. It's pretty amazing.
And does your work have to be in person, or can people work with you remotely? And if so, maybe let's just talk a little bit about that for our listeners. We have people who are from all over the world tuning in.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a great question. I work virtually as well, and energy can go anywhere. And so the virtual sessions are, equally as effective as in-person sessions. And, I do have clients around the world, clients that I've never met before in person. And that to me is pretty rewarding because it means that I can help more and more animals.
That's incredible. And last question, for the pets out there who have exotics, and I've mentioned this before that I have a hedgehog, I have a chinchilla. We have all sorts of pets in this brood. Does it matter the pet, or do you stay with domestic, or tell us a little bit about sort of your clientele?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Actually, when I trained for my certification in healing touch for animals, we also trained extensively with horses, and we also were required to work on different species. And so I actually worked on a bearded dragon and a chicken, and I think it was a boa constrictor snake as well.
Wow. I lied. I do have more questions for you because I just am so curious. When we say there's only fewer than 100 healing touch for animal practitioners, why is that? Because first I maybe want to explain a little bit, if you can, what that is, and then I'm just curious why there's so few. I would think this is just a huge, massive, window of opportunity for people. But maybe just share a little bit about what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a great modality, and I really love it. And there are more than 100 practitioners worldwide, but there's only about 100 certified practitioners worldwide. And it takes that extra effort and time commitment and dedication to become certified, because it's not simply signing a paper and sending it in. It's a lot of work to be certified, and so I am pretty proud of that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a certified fifth tarot reader, and people said, I didn't know you need to be certified as a tarot reader. I said, you don't. And when you go sort of through a 10-week immersion, you kind of get a really deep, even more understanding. So there is something to that. So I'm all about the certifications, and I'm grateful. And so tell me, first I want to let people know how they can reach you, and then also if you do group classes or anything else going on for people who are interested in getting to know more about the work that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a website. It's www.thriveenergyhealing.com, just like the name of my company. And I also have a Facebook page, and it's also called Thrive Energy Healing. And I have also a private Facebook group, which I would be thrilled to have people to join if they're interested. It's called Pet Champions, And it's this really nice community of people that are really just dedicated towards having better lives for their pets and for themselves. And I talk a lot in there about and post different articles and so forth. And, it's fun, too. I post cute little cartoons, to brighten up people's day. It's focused mostly on dogs because there's so many dog people out there, but I'd like to sneak things in about cats, too, because I actually really love cats, too.
Me too. Well, I'm grateful for you, and I'm excited that you chose to enter through, it wasn't by choice, but as it ends up being a blessing through the accident, this whole nother world, and kind of moving into your fullness from the corporate life. So bravo to you and for all the work that you're doing here on the planet.
Oh, thank you. And I'd love to mention, too, that if anyone wants a consultation, I do offer free consultations, and there's a form on my website for that. And if they mention ZGR Radio, then I'd be happy to give them $50 off their first session. And I'm also putting together a group class on separation anxiety in dogs. So if any listeners out there have that horrible affliction with their dogs, then they can also reach out to me to get on that waiting list.
That's a huge topic, don't you think? I've rarely, I meet pets. I mean, I meet pets, but I have many pets. My pets have that, and I know other people who do, and it seems like that's the one piece that I know. I've been out with people like, oh, we gotta come home early because we know what our dogs are gonna do and such. Like it really affects the humans and the pets. So that sounds like a wonderful class. I think I'll be signing up for it because it's super key. So yeah, thank you, Jennifer, for being here and participating in this show today. And we look forward to hopefully having you back here again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.
All right, well, stay on the line. Everybody else, please listen to our wonderful, wonderful advertisers here on Zeta Global Radio. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have 3 other wonderful guests to share all their natural and holistic pet care for your babies. You're listening to ZGR. We'll be back in a moment. Spiritual Communities Network invites you to their 7th year anniversary celebration of the mystical and magical date of 11/11 with their upcoming event Spirit Con, taking place this year on Pine Island at the beautiful setting of Green Planet Farm and Gardens. It's a day to connect, expand, and experience. Free to attend, enjoy a full day of local and renowned speakers sharing their wisdom of spirituality, mystical arts, and health and wellness. Enjoy readings and a variety of booths with many different products for enlightenment and well-being. Sponsored by Muscle Tuners International, Conscious Shift Magazine, the Holistic Chamber of Commerce of Southwest Florida, and our station here, Zeta Global Radio. For more information, please visit spiritualcommunitiesnetwork.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
Muscle Tuners International is a proud sponsor of Music to Heal the Earth, a collection of songs encouraging planetary mindfulness, one song at a time. At MTI, we believe in impacting people in their health and wellness, one person at a time. Discover how to switch on your muscles before you begin your favorite exercise activity for greater results. Better yet, become a licensed muscle tuner specialist and learn our proprietary kinesiology techniques to help others get fitness and recovery results faster. We invite you November 4th and 6th to an Introduction to Muscle Tuning gathering to be held in Southwest Florida at Paradise Wellness and Event Center in Bonita Springs. For more information, please visit www.muscletuners.fit. Be strong, be confident, be tuned. The Holistic Chamber of Commerce in Southwest Florida now has chapters in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. If you have a holistic business or practice and want to network with like-minded beings in the medical and healing arts, natural and eco-living and spiritual communities, you're welcome to come to a meeting and see what we're all about. For more information, please visit www.holisticchamberofcommerce.com and select your nearest city. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Welcome back to Zeta Global Radio, and for tuning in today on behalf of your four-legged furry friends, best friends. Oh, I love pets. As I always say, we have a whole brood here ourselves, and we know that means dogs are God spelled backwards, and these are just unconditionally loving animals we want to do our best for. And we are excited to have here Linda Worsham from Energetix Jewelry talking about magnetic therapy for pets. And if you are unaware of magnetic therapy, it's just one of many different ways out there that humans and pets alike can share in beneficial ways for our body and health and healing. So to talk more about it, let's welcome to the show Linda Worsham. So glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you so much. Magnet therapy has been documented as being at least 2,000 years old. And since magnets are so great at releasing endorphins that relieve pain, magnets can be used for just about all degenerative pet diseases, such as arthritis, sprains, tendinitis, epilepsy. And a further benefit of magnetism is that it is anti-parasitic, which means parasites such as fleas and ear mites are reduced as they cannot tolerate a magnetic field.
How did you get into magnetic therapy? Were you using it for yourself and learned that with the company that you're at also helps for pets? Or what drew you to it? Because I always feel that everybody chooses their path based on their own experience or something that showed up in their life. So I was just curious, how it all came into your world.
Oh, yes. About 3 years ago, I had stepped in a hole on somebody's backyard, and you couldn't see the hole because the grass was growing over it, and the hole was too small for my big foot, and my ankle twisted, and my ankle swelled up, and it was very painful, and I didn't break it or sprain it or anything, but it was just, very painful. And my friend came up to me and said, why don't you start wearing a piece of our jewelry and see how that helped? And I did that. And by golly, I couldn't believe it. At the end of the evening, when it usually would swell up and be painful, it didn't do that anymore. It really helped me,
wow.
And I was sold on it.
No kidding. And so the company, do you want to talk a little bit about the company? Because it's a really renowned company, and you have an incredible line of products. And we're going to get into all the pet products today on here on ZGR. So I'm excited about that. But in addition to pets, it really has been around a while. So I just thought maybe you could talk about that if you don't mind.
Yes. Our magnetic jewelry is wonderful. Doctors say you need at least 600 Gauss, which is the strength of the magnet, to help you. And ours start at 1,200 and go up to 2,200 Gauss. And we have beautiful jewelry for men, women, and children as well. And what it does, it increases your oxygen in your body. It reduces your fluid retention. It fights infection. It's just wonderful.
Wow. So tell us about the products. Tell us about we are here to help our pet family. So what products do you have that support the magnetic therapy for them?
Well, we have our pet blanket that contains 7 neodymium magnets that never lose their power. The blanket rolls up so it's easy to transport, and it's machine washable as well. You'll find both cats and dogs sleeping on it, and I know my cat prefers to sleep on that blanket more than anywhere else in the house.
Wow. It's interesting because I have a crystal blanket, and it's woven with amethyst crystals, and I now think I need to get the blanket that you're talking about because it's interesting. You're right. You can have that blanket hidden, and they will find it. So they are drawn to these naturally. Don't you feel like how does it? It's amazing, but they are drawn and attuned to these energies, no question.
That's correct.
Okay, well, tell us more.
Okay, and then we have our pet magnets that actually are actually made with neodymium magnets as well, and the magnets attached to their pet collars, so they're wearing it 24 hours a day to help the pets. Because as our pets get older, just like us, they have pain and inflammation, just like us humans do.
Well, what is you're saying it, I've never heard the term neodymium magnets. Can you explain That. Okay. And did I say it correctly? Because I know that I didn't even, people are probably wondering what kind of magnets are these versus the magnets, on the refrigerator or something.
Yes, the magnets on the refrigerator are not strong enough, to help you. As I say, you need at least 600 Gauss, and ours start at 1200. The neodymium magnets are the strongest magnets you can buy. They never lose their power.
Wow. And do they pull, when we say the magnets, are they something like they pull, they help you ground to the earth, or what do the magnets, do they pull, or do they draw, or they give?
Well, a magnetic negative field is required for healing in general, as a negative magnetic field increases, as I say, your oxygen, reduces your fluid retention, and fights infection.
Wow. Amazing. Well, tell us more. You have one more product to share?
I do. Our last pet product, is a water magnet that is placed in your water bowl. And the magnet magnetizes and purifies their water, and your pet will definitely taste the difference.
Wow. So is it stays, you just put it in the bottom of the bowl and it just stays there while they're drinking?
Yeah, no, it's pretty big. It stays to the bottom of the bowl. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Tell the company, do you want to just mention the company, how long it's been around or where it's based out of, or anything more you want to share about it?
The Energetix magnet jewelry has been around for decades, and it is based in Germany. And it's really big in Germany, and it's now just getting into the United States.
I always feel that all these great technologies are always coming from abroad. I see this over and over. You think that's because of our legislations and our rules here? Because I hear that all the time, that people are seeing better treatments in Germany, in fact, for many things. So yay to Germany for that. I'm excited. Is it fairly new here in the U.S., or is it something you think has been kind of in certain communities and now becoming more mainstream?
It's fairly new. It's been around for about, I think, around 10 years now, but it's just now getting... People are now, there's so many people now that are taking aspirin, for their pain, and they have to keep purchasing aspirin over and over and over again, and then, of course, you have the side effects. But with Energetix, it's just a one-time purchase, and then it helps you, and there's no side effects either with our Energetix.
Wow. And how can people learn more about it? How, if they want to get something for their pet's water, for their blankets, for their collars, where can they find out how to reach you, Linda?
Yes. Well, my website is www.nowlivinghealthy.energetix.tv.
Okay. Well, then I will also post that on our Zeta Global Radio website and Facebook, so you will be able to find that. And perfect timing for the holidays coming up. If you've spoiled your pet with just about everything else, I think this show the whole day is providing ways that you can provide a gift for your pet that you probably haven't considered before. So, Linda, thank you so much for being here and being part of this wonderful show today, and thanks for bringing these products both to our pets and to our humans. I must say that I have recently been able to purchase the eye mask that has the how do I say it again? The magnet?
Yes, it's the eye mask that has the magnets inside of it. Yes.
No, but the name of it, the name of the magnet.
It's called Magnet Relax.
Magnet Relax. Okay, so in any case, so I have been relaxing and sleeping great. So I'm a fan now of that mask, and now people in the house all fight who gets to sleep with that mask. So you started a trend here. So I think I'm going to be up for that blanket next for the dogs. So anyways, thank you so much for being here, Linda. And we're going to take a quick break. Linda, stay on the line. And when we come back, we've got a whole nother round of wonderful guests here who are going to be enlightening the world of your furry friends. We'll be back in a moment.
In the depth of a spiritual ceremony, the heartbeat of the drum and shaking of the rattle bring you closer to a heightened state of awareness within. Experience the richness of nature's spirit drums. They are expertly and lovingly handcrafted with an infusion of sacred animal spirit and healing energies. Hand-stitched rawhide rattles used in sound healing, energy clearings, and journey work are filled with the powerful vibration of crystals such as amethyst, citrine, jade, and garnet. Purchase yours today by visiting naturespiritdrums.com. Zeta Global Radio listeners enjoy a special 10% discount when entering ZETA at checkout. For our international listeners, please visit the website on how you may purchase Nature Spirit drums and rattles.
Welcome back to Zeta Global Radio. I am Lainey Savante Wolkin, and of course, this is one of my favorite subjects we're talking about today. Pets, and not just pets, we should really say animals, because our next guest not only works with our domestic loved ones, but also all sorts of animals, but I'm going to let her explain further. Coming all the way north in Calgary, Alberta. We love Canada. We have a lot of Canadian listeners, and we're very excited to have Jill Flathman here. She's an animal communicator, and she's going to talk all about what she does in the spirit of what we're talking about today, holistic and natural care for our four-legged loved ones. So welcome to the show, Jill. I'm so glad you're here.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, I was very taken by our first conversation, and I knew after looking a little bit into what you do that this was going to be a very great conversation, because although what we're talking about dogs and cats, you have a wide range of skill sets. So I thought maybe we'd start with just giving a brief background on the world of animal communication, and for those who are completely a novice, what that actually means or entails, if you will.
Yeah, I can explain it. So animal communication, every communicator is a little bit different in how they work, but the general principle ends up being the same. They're able to energetically connect to the animal, and once they're connected, they're able to pick up what the animal thinks, feels, or says about any subject. So oftentimes when I'm working with clients, they'll have a specific question for their animal, such as, is my animal in pain? Are they okay? What do they want? And I'll be able to tune into the animal and then pick up the answer to their question.
When you say tune in, are you able to see this visually, or is it an energetic feeling, or what is your, I always ask people what their modality is, or how, I mean, for me, I see things like a movie screen, like pictures. So I'm always curious to see what people's process is like.
Yes, I have a few ways in which I tune in. So I do see visions. My visions are not like movie pictures. When I get a vision, they're like a snapshot, quick, bing, and then it's done. And if my team, I work with spirit too, my spirit guides and angels, and if my team needs me to get something and I'm not getting it during the session, they'll keep flashing the image. Or the animal, I'll pick up an image as a flash quick in and out. But my other senses come online when I'm tuned in. So it is a lot of energy and energetic connection. But sometimes I'll hear a string of words, or I'll feel what they're feeling. So if the animal is frightened, I'll get very frightened feeling. And I'll know that it's the animal, because I know we're in a session, and I'm able to stay, for the most part, pretty grounded, and I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling a lot of fear right now, or a lot of anxiety, and I know that that's what they're conveying to me. So I pick it up clairaudiently in words, clairsentiently in feelings, clairvoyantly in visions, and sometimes I taste or smell things too.
Wow. Is there a specific species that's easier to tune into, or is it universal?
It's not that it's kind of hard to answer that one, but I'll answer the best way possible.
Yeah, sure.
Domestic that wants to talk is very easy to kind of connect with and converse to. If they don't want to talk, though, I'll feel that. I'll feel them not open up. Wild is completely different. It's very hard for me to find a wild animal that just wants to talk. A lot of times they don't want to talk, and unless I'm going in with a specific message saying, please, I really need to talk with you, more often than not, they just want nothing to do with a human. So it's sad because I love talking to them.
Well, give me some examples of when you say wild. Is it farm animals or like out in the wild or what?
Yeah, I can give an example. Wild. So there was a bear, beautiful bear, and it was many, many years ago, right after I took my animal communication class. So I wasn't professional yet. I was still practicing, just playing around with connecting to various animals. And my friend texted me saying, oh my God, there's a bear in the background, because the bear, it had come over and eaten her mom's garden that she grew, all the fruits and stuff, and then the bear would hop 2 fences over and swim in the neighbor's pool. And it was cute to see this, but one night she's like, the cops were there and the lights were flashing, and my brother sent me this picture, and there's a picture of this cute little bear jumping the fence. And I knew right away, I'm like, this is a bad situation, even though he's so cute. I'm like, this is very bad. So I said, sweetie, send me the photo and I'll try to connect to him. And I did. And I was just practicing at the time, and I settled my energy, and I tuned into the bear, and I said, please, will you let me talk with you? It's for your safety. I really need to talk with you. And the bear was like, no, I don't want to talk. And very aggressive and very abrupt, and you know, I don't know if you've heard this, but when bears make a bit of a hoof sound, like they're not growling, but they're like a hoof, he did that too. And I said, please, will you let me talk with you? It's for your safety, please. And then he reluctantly said, okay, but it came with a sensation of make this quick because I don't want to talk with you. And
wow.
I had to lay it on pretty thick with him because he'd ventured into human territory. And I don't know if what I said was right or wrong at the time, but I laid it on real thick. And I said, you're in human territory. And even though it's not your fault and you've done nothing wrong, you'll pay that price. And I said, if you eat out of a garbage can, they're going to kill you. And if you stay in human territory, you got 2 options. They're going to tranquilize you, fly you out, and monitor you to make sure you never come back, or they're just going to shoot you. And I said, you got to go. You can't stay here. You're so sweet, but you got to go. For your safety, please, you got to go. And I kept saying that. And he just didn't want to talk at first. I just don't think wild is as accustomed to humans as domestic is. So it took a bit to get through, but he did let his guard down enough to let me in with that message. It followed with him saying, well, where will I eat? And I said, well, I just had to lay it on him again and say, I don't know. I said, but I believe in angels, and I believe everything has an angel with them. So I said, tune into your angels and ask them to guide you to where the food is. And that was all I could say because we shop at grocery stores. I don't know where to there. So,
when you work with your clients domestically, with the domestic pets, let's just say, do you have to be with them, looking at them? Can you work with people, remotely? Just give us a little sense of what you can offer some of the people who may be listening who are far, far away from Canada, because we have listeners all over the world.
Yeah, I can. Absolutely. I do remote and in person. So I serve the Calgary area, or Cochrane. It's just a town a couple minutes away from where I live. But for distance people, yes, I can do via distance. And how that works is I have a photo of the animal emailed to me prior to the session. And then I phone the client up at a prearranged time. And then it ends up being real-time communication with the animal just over the phone with the client. So I energetically tune into the animal using the photograph. Once I'm connected, then I just flow communication between them and the client on the phone. And the animal doesn't even have to be in the same room. I have had clients where they're at work, and that's just the only time it worked, but they provided a photo, and then on their break we were able to connect, and the animal was not in the same room as them. And it's okay. Intuition knows no matter how far a being is. It's like when a mother knows that their child needs them, or a father knows that something's not right, or they just know, and the child is not even in the same country. That's how intuition works. It's void of distance.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any, besides the bear story, which I'm going to be thinking about that for some time, is there any major success story or one that stands out as just this absolutely compelling situation that you'd wanted to share with the audience that comes to mind?
I think, let me just think on that for a quick minute here. I don't want to break client confidentiality.
Well, that's true. But yeah, I just thought, is there anything that people would say, oh, I can't wait to be a testimonial for you because this is what happened to me. And it's just, I went to Caesar. Caesar. I went to one of his, and it was just really interesting watching, being live and watching. That's more training. That's not communication. But I'm more of somebody who really successfully likes to talk to my pets before I go on a trip, before I leave, so they know exactly what the plan is. And I know some people think that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it's not for me. I really feel it. It may be also for me that I'm really creating that sense of balance for them.
No, it's not crazy at all. And I've had some clients do that. They have a big move coming up or a huge trip coming up, and they want me to articulate to their pet exactly what's going on. Vet visits. I told my cat he's going to the vet. He said, I don't want to go to the vet. And this was not my cat now. It was my ex many years ago when I used to live with him. But I'm like, Mango, you're going to the vet. And he just was sitting on the nightstand. I don't want to go to the vet.
So he knows what a vet is. They know what a vet is. They know that's the doctor.
They don't. Yeah, there's very few that like it. But yeah, I told him, everything that was going to happen. But I think a success story that's coming to mind. I thought about this because you'd asked that a long time ago prior to the interview. We were just talking quickly in preparation for this, and I have two things that I guess are successes. One is a general success with. A lot of times the clients are stuck in their own belief. They're stuck in the belief that, does my animal hear me? And they think that the animal doesn't, or they agonize for months and months on end. What if this? Or how do they feel? Or do they know? And they're never able to get that resolved. So the first success piece is just a general overall success that animal communication brings in general. Once they're connected with their pet, if they know how to do it, or if they don't and they hire any animal communicator to do it, it takes the wonder and the worry and the blockage away. They're now connected, and that in and of itself is a success, because they agonized for so many months fearing that the animal didn't hear them, when quite oftentimes the animal's very aware. The animal wanted to answer their question months ago, but because they weren't in tune, they didn't get that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other success story is it's just a very soft, gentle one. It was one of my horse teachers, not communication, but I'm learning to ride bareback, and she was okay having a session, and when I tuned in with her animal, she wanted to know if her horse was doing okay. In general, she just was fretting over whether this horse was doing okay. And right away, the horse was very, very quick to answer and very rude. And he didn't like me in his face because he's alpha horse, and at the time I was very meek and mild. And he's a very strong leader in his own right, so he commands that from you. And if you don't give it, he doesn't give you time of day. But he very quickly answered right away, saying, I'm doing fine. It's you that's worrying over me. And that answer instantly brought her to tears. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was so beautiful for her to know instantaneously he's doing okay. And she knew right then and there what the issue was. It wasn't him, it was her. And it wasn't even, she's not bad. It's just so often people blame themselves or block themselves, and they're so close to the truth right in front of them.
So true. Wow. Well, I thank you so much for being here today and being part of this wonderful collective of amazingly talented people, products, services for our babies. And how can people reach you on your website? What's the best way is that the best way? I'm assuming so. And if so, let's just go ahead and give that website out, and if any other info you'd like to provide.
Yes, my website is available. I answer phone. If you leave a message, I'll call you back as soon as I can, or texting. My number's on my website, and also my email, communicatewithanimals@gmail.com. And either one of those ways works, and I can get back to the client as soon as I can when they contact me.
Thank you, Jill. Wow, phenomenal interview. I'm so glad that all of you got to meet Jill. amazing animal communicator, please reach out to her if you'd like to learn more about really what's happening inside those beautiful eyes of your pets. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we have more on our show here at Zeta Global Radio. We'll be back in a moment. Trice Massage Therapy and Skincare is Southwest Florida's premier holistic and wellness spa to relax and rejuvenate your well-being. Founded by Lucille Trice, this enlightened haven located in Cape Coral offers a variety of massage therapies including Swedish, deep tissue, and trigger point massage. Trice offers detoxifying body wraps and facials using natural organic ingredients to pamper your skin and restore balance and health. Visit their Trice Massage Therapy and Skincare Facebook page or call 239-672-0526 and book your experience today. Mention ZGR and receive a complimentary ionic foot detox experience. Hi, Lainey Savante here, and I'd love for you to visit my new Facebook page for my private tarot and oracle session readings called Intuitive Wisdom. That's IN2UITIVE Wisdom. Conscious strategies for manifesting a more harmonious life. Don't we all want to have that? Let's see what's in the cards for you as we look at what needs to be cleared, expanded upon, and evolved. There's a lot to explore when we take a deeper look inside ourselves. Welcome back to Zeta Global Radio. I'm just so excited that we all had this opportunity to learn from these wonderful, wonderful beings who are here. And we're finalizing this last segment with a wonderful, wonderful organization I've recently come to know about. The company is called pawTree, and we are very pleased to have the CEO and founder, Roger Morgan, here with us to tell us all about his story and how he is helping our four-legged loved ones eat better, live longer, be healthier. Those are my own words, but I would love for you to hear it in his. So welcome to the show, Roger. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you, Lainey. Really happy to be with you.
So where should we start? Maybe a brief story on how you brought your I'm not even going to say your angle, your love and passion into the marketplace about pawTree, because there's so many people that I know absolutely love it, including myself, and my listenership knows I've got 1 million pets, including a hedgehog and a chinchilla. So when I when I found out about your products, I was just thrilled. So maybe just give them a little brief snapshot on the world of how you brought this into form.
Absolutely. Well, I have a huge passion for pets and an equally matched passion for people. And it's really, I get the question very often, what is pawTree, or what do you do? And some people mistakenly think that pawTree is just a pet nutrition company. And it is true that we sell amazing, high-quality, dog food and cat food, and really healthy supplements for dogs and cats, and treats, amazing, healthy treats. So we do have all these wonderful products, but it's not what we, quote-unquote, do, or what inspires us or motivates us. What we do at pawTree is we change the lives of pets and people. That's what we do every single day through these amazing products that truly make a difference in the lives of pets. And as you know, being a pet parent yourself, and I'm sure many of your listeners are as well, that when we make a difference in the life of someone we really love and care about, which of course is true in the case of our pets, it changes our life too, because we feel like we're doing something to help someone else, improve the quality of their life. And I tell you what, these little fur babies, it's amazing how, when all of us, if we think back to our own childhood or even younger, when we were infants, we all had caregivers, somebody who, generally it's a mother or father, but somebody who provided for all of our needs when we were young, including everything that we ate and that for our nutrition. And as we get older, we can make some of those decisions ourselves. But when it comes to our pets literally depend on us their entire lives for those decisions. And so the company I launched is basically a wonderful company and with a mission to help pets and help people through these amazing high-quality products.
Well, you really you hit the nail on the head for me. And, with children and raising children, I'm always teaching them and sharing with them the importance of care and empathy and being of service, and how important what you just said, that we have to be the stewards. They do rely on us, so we want to make sure that we give them the best that we can offer. And there's just so many choices out there, it could be overwhelming for the consumer. And when I go to your website and when I look at the choices that I've been shown from your wonderful rep, I'm going to give a shout out there for Holly Feather. It's really, you break it down so easily. And so is that from years of research and science of how to go simpler is the healthiest way?
Well, it is. It's a combination of years of research and science, and also consumer studies to know how consumers, pet parents think and act, because at the end of the day, the only way we're going to help pets is if we help people make things, simple and easy for people to make good decisions on behalf of their pets. So it really is. It's a combination of all those things. And what I found, I've had a really wonderful career in the pet industry. My background is on the business side, and I've had an opportunity to really learn a lot and see a lot and meet a lot of amazing people. And what I've found over my many, many years in the pet industry is that when it comes to pet parents, or pet people, we often, I think most of us really do genuinely want to do the right thing for our pets. It's just that most of us don't really know what the right thing is. And so we do the very best we can, and we try to inform ourselves, and we try to make good decisions, but often there's a lack of good information or difficult way of finding it. And that's, again, what took me to make me decide to start pawTree and create something that we could build a brand that everybody would know, partly because they would be referred to by a friend or family or somebody they know and trust, our sales reps. You mentioned Holly, who's one of our thousands of people out there who share our products and get paid to do it. Yeah. So it's a great win for people to share something that's worked for them and that they're passionate about, and help us get the word out there to more pet parents so that they can make a difference in their pets' lives.
Well, I appreciate that. I see a lot of companies out there where it is through sales people and the number one key to it is passion, and I think the number two key is to really be able to talk to someone who can prove concept with experience and testimonials right there. I've seen this work for others, and I love, I'm just going to say that personally, the whole idea of these seasonings that I don't know, what's the exact word? I want to get it right.
They're paw pairings.
Paw pairings, that's it. Thank you.
Paw pairings. So it's kind of a fun play on words there. You can pair these seasonings with any pet food, wet or dry, any dog food or cat food. So they're wonderful, they're delicious, they're healthy, incredibly healthy. And what we always like to share with people, and I'm sure your listeners can really appreciate this and this will resonate with them, but just like you don't like to eat the same thing every day, neither do our pets. And most of us probably do feed our pets the exact same thing every single day. And so having something that is allows the pets to have that variety that they crave, that they generally don't get, it's a wonderful combination of giving them the variety they crave and an added boost of nutrition with every one of our seasonings that has a freeze-dried. We have 10 different bottles of seasonings, and every one of them have a freeze-dried meat as the base, really healthy freeze-dried meat, and the pets, of course, love that, and it gives them some protein. But then it's also got 8 superfoods in every one, and a vitamin pack that's specifically formulated for pets. And so you really can not only feel good about giving them variety, and when you sprinkle it on, as you know, because you've experienced it, your pets come running to the bowl. They're so excited to have some new varieties at mealtime, but you can also feel good about giving them added nutrition and the added boost of the vitamins, the superfoods, and the protein in this little topper that you just literally just sprinkle on top of the food. Really, really easy.
Oh, right. So I did have the topper word in there correctly. It's interesting because I grew up believing or told it's really like, you grow up, you listen, you think people are right. But I was always told, don't ever change the diet of your dog. They absolutely will not do well with it. They have to have the same exact thing every single day. And I, just like you said with this, with your product, that how could that be right? How could they not smell different smells in the kitchen when the humans are preparing something and feel in resonance with it? How can they say, oh, no, I'll stick to the same thing I've had the last 20 days?
Yeah, we wonder why they're over there begging us for table scraps, right? They're like, please, something new. You shouldn't feel bad or guilty, and nor should any of the listeners thinking about what you've done in the past, because there is truth to what you said and what you've been taught. And what we've done is we've taken that truth and we've created an opportunity to help our pets. But the truth in what you said is that pets do generally have sensitive digestive systems. And if you do change that core diet, if you change the food too frequently or too quickly, it can create some digestive upset. And then, of course, nobody likes cleaning up after that. So that is all very true. And what we've done is, so that you don't have to change the food every day or every week or every month, you can just sprinkle these paw pairings superfood seasoning on top of the food, and that gives them that variety they crave without upsetting the digestive system.
How did you get, this is totally a segue, but I was just looking at the logo on your website. What is the name from? Is that something personal, or with all your business acumen, you're like, that's the name? Or how did that come about?
That is a really fun and a great question. And for anybody who has started a business, they probably know the hours that you put into coming up with the name. And especially when I started this, it's an exciting journey for sure. And when I started this company, I knew that what I was building, I wanted to be a generational company, meaning it would be around long after I leave this planet. And so I wanted it to have real meaning and also be something that could be unique and identifiable specifically to this business. And so I knew I wanted to have something about pets in the brand, in the logo, and so paw, of course, represents that. But there are several things in our logo and in the name that are very meaningful. So it's actually a name and a logo that has a lot of symbolism, and so I know that not all of your listeners can see the logo, but I do encourage you to go to the website and you can look while I share some of the symbolism here. Our website is pawTree.com, and if you put after pawTree.com/Doggy Mama Health Nut, that's Holly Feather's website, and she was the one so graciously who introduced me to you, so I want to give her proper credit for that. But if you go to the website, you see the logo. There's lots of really great imagery. First of all, a tree. The tree symbolizes the natural health of what we're doing, kind of that holistic approach to nutrition. The tree also represents kind of a that strong, stable, sturdy, around for generations kind of a symbolism. The leaves on the tree are in the shape of paw prints, which is
so cute, so clever.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, well, I love it.
And then those paw prints are, it's actually, if you look at it, they're actually in the shape of a heart. It's kind of an upside down heart, because that's part of our vision statement, is to create a world filled with unconditional love. That's that heart where pets and their people thrive. So that's right at the heart of everything we do, is the heart of pets and the heart of people. And then the other thing, the fact that it's a tree, is symbolic of the way that we connect with all of these wonderful relationships. Holly connected us, and this whole brand, the way that we connect with other people, is through relationships. And so we're all basically connected in one big family tree.
Well, you're talking first. I know this might be esoteric or not, but you're talking to a tarot reader, and you're talking to, you're on a radio show that is all about symbols and the meanings and everything. So that couldn't have been more perfect. And I thank you so much for that description and for being here and to taking time out of your day and your wonderful growing company to just share the the integrity and the purity and the wonderful energy I feel all around it. And it's just been a real pleasure talking with you, and it's a pleasure on behalf of my animals enjoying the products. And let's maybe give that website out on how people can learn more, because I was even surprised because I got focused on the few things I was getting for the animals, and then I opened up my eyes to the pages of websites with the beds and I mean, you had so many things on there. So I'm very excited to know where I'm shopping for Christmas. So yes, let's give them that website one more time.
Okay, absolutely. And it's nice of you to do that, because we don't sell in any stores at all. The only way we sell our product is through word of mouth, through people who share our products with other people, and then they get rewarded. They can earn commissions to do so. And so, going to this website will help Holly and help us. And then if any of your listeners want to do the same thing, they could actually join as a Pet Pro and just sign up for $1, and they can recommend our products to others and get paid for it just like Holly is. So would encourage folks to look into that. But the website is pawTree.com, so it's pawtree.com / Doggy Mama Health Nut. And I love that name, Holly. That's awesome. So pawTree.com / Doggy Mama Health Nut.
Perfect. One last question on your logo that regarding the capitalization in the lowercase. I'm sure there's meaning for that as well.
That's a fun one. There's a couple of reasons we did that. One is just to be different and just to have something a little bit to stand out. Two is to separate the paw from the tree. And we could have done a capital P and a capital T, but we just chose to do it this way because we have a lot of things now that we carry that through our brand. So, for example, we have a big, wonderful summer convention with all of our pet pros can come to that, and it's called Paw Fest. And so we spell that little P-A-W, capital F-E-S-T. And we have, as I mentioned, we've got pet pros who, are the sellers of our product, and we spell that little P-E-T, capital P-R-O. So it just gives us some continuity that we can carry all through the brand. We have a lot of, as you can imagine, in the pet space, there's a lot of play on words that you can do, like Paw Fest. Sure. Yeah, so that's why we chose to just mostly to be a little bit unique and distinctive.
Terrific. Well, I wish you continued wonderful success, and I'm going to steal your tagline just to say that thank you to everybody here, including you, Roger, for sitting with us, listening. Was that one of yours? Was that a dog? Oh, that's so funny. I'm actually recording where I have a lot of my pets around today, and I was thinking, oh, what if the pets, and I thought, I'm doing a pet show. It doesn't even matter if they bark today. So I'm glad it was one of yours. But what I was going to say, I was going to thank everybody for sitting with us today and for staying with us and being open to all the possibilities of ways we can take care of our pets and for socializing and really communing with us here on Zeta Global Radio with our wonderful guests. So, Roger, I'm going to say thank you to you and thank you to our guests, and I wish everyone a wonderful and very blessed week.